Hi students, welcome back to Physics for All YouTube channel. In this session, I am explaining you about 2 marks questions which comes under section A in the university and examination. In this 2 marks session series, first I am planning to explain you about fiber optics chapter, which is very simple and easy for preparation point of view. If you can focus on this chapter, it is very easy to score more marks in the university and examination. The very first question is, what is an optical fiber? So, optical fiber is a guiding medium. Optical fiber is a guiding medium which is used to send information or signal propagating through the optical fiber based on the concept of total internal reflection. If you write these 2 lines, you will get compulsory 2 marks. Then the next question is, mention the important parts of the optical fiber structure. This question can be asked in the examination. What are the various parts of the optical fiber? If you can take an optical fiber, this optical fiber has 2 important parts. The first part is called as core, second one is known as cladding, and the third one is known as plastic casing. Out of these 3 important parts, the core is a part which lies innermost of the optical fiber. This is the innermost part of the optical fiber. Then out of this optical fiber, one more part is located. This part is called as cladding. This is about second question. And the third question is, mention the basic principle in the propagation of light signal through the optical fiber. The main principle of optical fiber is total internal reflection. Based on this principle only, signal or light propagate through the optical fiber from one end to the other end. Then next question is, what is the acceptance angle and what is the importance of the acceptance angle? Then the question for this question, the answer is the maximum angle of incidence at the core of an optical fiber, so that the light enters into the optical fiber and traveling throughout the fiber because of the principle of total internal reflection. Dear students, see these questions and answers carefully and note down in your book and prepare for the examination. Watch the video completely till to the end. In the ending session, I will explain you about the important questions of the university examination. Then the second next one is, what is the acceptance angle and what is the acceptance cone? What is the important significance of the acceptance cone? Acceptance angle is rotated through optical fiber axis, then you can get acceptance cone. Then the angle of incidence at the core will be completely accepted by the optical fiber and passes through the other end of the fiber because of the principle of optical fiber. Then another question is, define numerical aperture. So, from the definition of numerical aperture is, the light gathering capacity of optical fiber is called as numerical aperture. In equation point of view, numerical aperture is written as sin theta naught is equal to square root of n1 square minus n2 square. In this expression, n1 is a refractive index of the core and n2 is a refractive index of the cladding. And another question is definition of total internal reflection. So, this definition can be defined in this way. When angle of incidence is greater than the critical angle, then the incident light reflected back into the same medium. This phenomenon is known as total internal reflection. Then another question is, what is or define critical angle? So, in order to understand critical angle definition, we have to consider a light ray. That light is coming from one medium and passing into the another medium. So, at the separation between the 2 mediums, this light ray bent into the another direction. This bending of light is called as refraction. So, after this process, again increase the angle of incidence, then angle of refraction also increases gradually. At a particular angle of incidence called as critical angle, there is no refraction into the other medium, there will be reflection into the same medium. This is the required condition for getting total internal reflection. Now, in this situation, whenever the angle of refraction becomes 90 degrees, the respective angle of incidence is called as critical angle, which is a very important condition for getting total internal reflection. Then another question is, classify the various parts of the or various types of the optical fiber. Depending on the manufacturing of the optical fiber by using different materials, we can classify the optical fibers into two types. Number one is based on the refractive index of the core and cladding, and the second category is based on the refractive index of the core and cladding, and the second category is based on the how many number of signals passing through the optical fiber. We can categorize into two types. The first category is based on the refractive index of the core and cladding. The first category is step index optical fiber, and second category graded index optical fiber. Again, based on the propagation of signals through the optical fiber, it is further classified into single mode optical fiber and number 2 multi-mode optical fiber. Then another question is, what is optical endoscopy? Optical endoscopy is an application of optical fiber. This optical endoscopy method is using in the medical field. In the endoscope instrument, this endoscope is used to see the internal parts of the diseased or affected body. This process or this technique is widely used for the diagnosis of the interior parts of the body like lungs, like stomachs and other things. Then another question is, what is the role of optical fiber in sensors? Sensors are the important device which is used to sense or measure unknown parameters. So, these sensors are working with the help of the optical fibers only. Then another question is, what is the refractive index of the core and the cladding in an optical fiber? Refractive index of the core N1 is always greater than the refractive index of the cladding. Then another question is, what is meant by attenuation? When light signal propagates through the optical fiber, then certain amount of information or signal which is going to loss, this loss of signal is called in the form of attenuation. Now, what is the expression for the attenuation is another question. So, attenuation is mentioned in the form of in equation alpha is equal to 10 divided by L into log P in divided by P out. In general, this attenuation is measured in terms of decibels per kilometer. These are the 2 marks questions which can be expected for the university and examination. If we can prepare these 2 marks question, definitely some questions will come to the university and examinations. In addition to the short answers question, all the students are hereby informed to practice question problems based on the refractive index of core and cladding formulae, which we can discuss it in the upcoming session. Please watch my videos regularly for getting good marks in the examinations. Thank you for watching.